Senang sekali saya menemani Anda semua dalam diskusi Expert Talk yang diselenggarakan oleh Katadata Indonesia bekerja sama dengan Massachusetts Institute of Technology Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program di Boston, Amerika Serikat. Saya Marina Kusumawardani yang saat ini menjadi Project Manager MIT RIP dan yang akan menjadi moderator dari Expert Talk ini. Terima kasih banyak Pak Nezar, Patria, dan thank you Mr. Ari Johnson for coming to this expert talk. Kita pada episode expert talk ini adalah pentingnya adopsi AI alias Artificial Intelligence untuk Indonesia. Ada dua narasumber yang akan berbagi pandangan mereka tentang topik ini, yaitu Pak Wakil Menteri dari Kementerian Komunikasi dan Informasi Indonesia, Pak Nezar Patria, dan juga Mr. Ari Johnson yang ini backgroundnya saya cerita sedikit agak lebih uh, dari biasanya ya karena beliau itu board member dari NATO Innovation Fund dan juga beliau adalah project lead dari NASA Technology Development Projects dan juga di NASA Ames Research Center. Okay, thank you so much, Ari, for joining this interview. It's really an honor for us to have you here. So maybe I will just direct the first question to you. Can you please maybe tell us a little bit uh, about the condition of AI in the global world right now, since you are basically really like a global expert in the field right now.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure and honor to be with you on this expert program. So much appreciated. Very happy to share with you all my thoughts on the matter. And so if we start with artificial intelligence, AI, we have all seen how much coverage it has gotten in the media lately. We have seen a number of examples of capabilities of AI that are far beyond what we expected, maybe even just 5 years ago. But I think even with all of that publicity and all of that talk, we are still underestimating the impact that AI can have. The technology being developed truly is a tool to automate and provide a much richer way of dealing with data, with making decisions, and a number of other things that will impact all of us and give us all around the globe new opportunities to do things in a different way and in most cases in a better way.
And since you are right now a board member at the NATO Innovation Fund, which is newly built, I think last year or last 2 years, isn't it? Can you tell us a little bit about the focus of artificial intelligence in the NIF at the moment?
Yes, happy to do that. So the NATO Innovation Fund is a unique venture capital fund funded by 24 sovereign nations as part of that are all members of NATO. And the intent of the fund, the objective, is to invest in deep technology companies and funds that can have a real impact on advancing our capabilities, both for the benefit of the security and infrastructure of society, as well as in the commercial sense. And when we look at what we mean by deep technologies, we mean, of course, artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, but we also mean things like quantum technologies, biotechnology and human enhancement, hypersonic systems, space, novel materials and manufacturing, energy and propulsion, as well as the next generation communication technologies. But one of the interesting things about artificial intelligence is that it actually feeds into so many of these different technologies. So we are seeing capabilities in space operations that are entirely driven by the capabilities of AI. We are seeing abilities in terms of autonomous systems and energy solutions that are also being driven by AI as a component in the machine. And so one way to think about it is that artificial intelligence actually isn't a subject all by itself. it's a component in a lot of these different deep technologies that we are investing in, and always with the goal in mind to make our society better and stronger and safer. At the same time, to take advantage of so many commercial opportunities that AI and all of these deep technologies can offer us.
Wow. Nezar Patria, who is the Vice Minister at the Ministry of Communication and Information, has been focusing on AI as well in the past years for the country. Can you maybe share us some insights and replies to what Ari just said, Pak Nezar?
Yes, thank you, Marina, and thank you for having me in this expert meeting. And hi, Ari, and some friends who joined this meeting. First of all, I would like to say that Indonesia is at early stage in this artificial intelligence development. And some of our local tech companies adopting this technology to optimize the business process in some companies. So I think that the first thing why AI so important this day in Indonesia. And then if you look at global level, how these deep technology, cutting edge technologies like artificial intelligence has been come to the stage and become a global conversations. Because what? Because we see like a technological divide, or let's say it's like a digital divide as well. When the global north develop these cutting edge technology so fast, and the global north country try to follow behind. So this divide, I think, need to be resolved. And so that's why to catch the opportunities to develop this AI technology, I think the government in the global south countries should be involved and participating in this global forum to have inclusive regulation on AI technology regulations. And in Indonesia, we try to adopt this technology from multi-sectors, from business sectors, private sectors, and also the government sectors. And this AI is a part of our digital transformation strategy as well. As you know, that we have been done this digital transformation for more than a decade, yeah, and we can say that we eager to continue this transformation process, but we still have some hurdles. For instance, some of our citizens still think that digital transformation is about how to create a website in their company. But you know, the fact is the digital transformation is more than that. Digital transformation is about how you use digital services and how you change the way you work, yeah, and change your company's nature to adopt this technology. And to achieve that level, we need more digital literacy to our citizens. And government have allocated some budget, yeah, to support this initiative, especially for digital literacy for the people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nezar. So Ali, can you maybe like tell us, because like Pak Nezar just told us like what AI is probably going to be used in the country. So what about the EU and also the for the NATO Innovation Fund? What are like the top two sectors of the use of AI? Like what's the why is AI important for the region?
Mhm. I think AI is important for the European region, for the NATO alliance, and actually globally. And I'm so happy that we are having this discussion also with you in Indonesia. The My personal assessment on where AI is today is that we have developed a lot of foundational capabilities, but we have not yet even started working on the true applications of that technology. There are applications in education, in healthcare services, in infrastructure, in traffic management, and so many different things. And I think we all around the globe, all the countries have opportunities ahead of us where we can take advantage and become part of the development team behind the future where we use artificial intelligence. But we all have to step up soon. We have to make sure we have the education, we have the infrastructure, and we have the digital readiness levels that our societies can actually take parts. And if we're not part of the developing the solutions, we will just become buyers and purchasers. And this is in parts what has driven the NATO Innovation Fund, is to make sure that these nations, which include small nations like Iceland and the Baltic countries and more, to make sure that we are building up the capabilities to develop AI, develop autonomy, to develop all of these deep technologies in the region and in the different countries, so that we can all be contributing to that and enjoying the benefits of this technological revolution we are in the middle of.
Well, Pak Nezar, do you have any response to that?
Yes, that's very interesting what Ari mentioned, yeah. And I think in Indonesia, we still at early stage, like I mentioned before, and we try to build an ecosystem, to develop this AI. We, government, I mean, try to facilitate some of our young generation that want to develop this AI technology by giving them a small money to do some research for what we call as a startups. And we have about more than 500 startups in Indonesia right now try to develop these AI technologies. And of course, AI itself has been implemented to some industrial sectors like health industries, and then transportation, education, and some other sectors. And for that, the government tried to give a minimum regulation, because we don't want to heavy regulated these sectors, these deep technology sectors, because we want to see the innovation can be flourish, and we want to see that many stakeholder can be involved freely to develop this technology. But of course, we try to give some principles. So that's why the Ministry of Communication and Informatics released what we see as the ministerial circular letter on developing and implementing artificial intelligence in industrial sectors. So we adopt some of global standard as well. So we refer to the UNESCO AI guidelines, and also we see what have been discussed in Europe and also in US as well, and other ASEAN countries that try to develop this technology.
You mentioned something really interesting that I would like to convey to Ari, Pak Nezar, because Pak Nezar mentioned about, like Indonesia is now on the early stage of AI, but actually like we know that like with technology from the deep tech sectors, it's almost like a leapfrog. So like we don't actually like wait for, like the steps of technology before. But do you think it's possible actually for, for emerging markets like Indonesia to leapfrog to deep tech technologies such as AI, cybersecurity, and etc.?
Yes, that's exactly what I believe. And I have been involved in government policy development, and including here in Iceland, which for a long time was truly behind on taking advantage of the opportunities that the digital transformation was offering. And we are seeing the same thing today, that we need to do some work here in terms of policy development and infrastructure improvements and government assistance to make sure that we can be full level players in the AI revolution. So I fundamentally believe that there are opportunities for Indonesia and many other emerging markets to take advantage and really build value creation and improvement for society based on these technologies. I will be clear on that. Certain deep tech technologies, such as very advanced energy, like fusion or modular nuclear reactors or space-based solar energy, these are beyond emerging markets and smaller nations. But in terms of building on top of artificial intelligence capabilities and be part of that development, autonomy, the application of that in a number of different sectors, including education, transportation, infrastructure, energy, maintaining efficiency, healthcare, et cetera, et cetera. All of us are in a very good position, including small nations and emerging markets, to be part of that. And I firmly believe that the opportunity for value creation improved societies all around the world, they are very significant, especially on the AI side, because the barrier to entry is small. You need educated people, you need the willingness, and you need the funding for the startups and others to be able to get going. But so much of the infrastructure, so much of the core software is available either for free or for small investments, that we truly all have access to it, and we can each contribute our part to actually developing the AI economy for the world for the future.
Well, like you're basically saying that we're all like walking together because this is like a new technology for all of us, whether it's a developed countries, whether it's a developing countries. May I ask you another question? So what do you think is maybe like the role of like like a more developed countries in kind of like the development of the knowledge and technology itself? Is it possible for you, for example, if we have like more research collaboration maybe with developing countries?
So I think there is willingness and openness to collaborations all over for these developments. Often it is beneficial to either bring together parties or countries that have similar issues that they would like to address in their development, or similar opportunities they would like to take advantage of. For example, when it comes to the utilization of energy sources like geothermal, then there is a shared platform to talk about things. When it comes to infrastructure, that may be in different places at a different level, there's again an opportunity. But just as importantly, I think it is often important to bring together partners that have complementary needs and know-how, because they can work together and build something that is bigger than what either of them is working on. And so my feeling is, and this is based on very much on experience, real experience in talking to people from all around the world, in just about every continent, that there is real interest and real desire to work together on utilizing these new opportunities that we have in technology to solve some of the big problems that we have. And collaboration is foundational for us to be actually able to do it.
Okay, so in that sense, so we have already like Pak Nezar as like our main contact for Indonesia, Ari. Maybe
Very good.
we collaborate and share contacts afterwards. Pak Nezar, can I ask you what is the percentage of funding at the moment in Indonesia for the development and deployment of AI in the country?
Well, the precise number is very difficult to to um, to tell, but I can give you uh, a picture maybe. Um, so the government allocated about 7.7 trillion rupiah to develop and to strengthen this digital transformation process. And
I'm
that's
sorry, how much is it in US dollars? 7.7 trillion
7.7 trillion. So
Indonesian
uh,
rupiah.
Indonesian rupiah,
Maybe like $600 million. Is that possible?
yeah, it's about 500 million
Okay,
dollars. Yeah,
dollars. So, yes.
okay. It's about yeah, $500 million. And from the private sectors, I think they spend more money to develop this artificial intelligence for our national tech companies and also some local tech companies that collaborate with the global tech companies as well, try to develop this artificial intelligence technology. For instance, we work with Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon's, and they try to give some human resources development program, like to create a digital talent in Indonesia and give some infrastructure facilities to some schools in some areas in Indonesia. And we can say that this initiative is aligned with our national strategy to produce about 9 million digital talent in 2030. So we have a projection that digital economy in Indonesia will be reached at $366 billion in 2030. And meanwhile, the ASEAN regions, will reach at $1 trillion US dollar. So we contribute to the regions in digital economic. It's about more than 40%. So that's, I think, a big opportunities for Indonesia to strengthen the infrastructure and also the human resources to get at that level in the next 10 years.
As a comparison, how much is the percentage of funding in the EU, Ari?
I am afraid that that's not a number that I have at the ready. The EU and the European region in general expends quite a bit of funding on education and research, including large research funds offering grants, offering support for startups throughout Europe. What I can say about the NATO Innovation Fund is that this is a little bit over 1 billion euros that we already have in place to invest in technology. We do not have a split of that in terms of the different technologies, but we will cover the various different technologies. But what you will see is that we are already making investments into AI companies, including companies developing the capabilities of deploying AI truly in very small devices and not requiring huge computational infrastructure to use that. And a number of other applications in which we have invested use AI as part of their solution. So I would expect a significant portion to be allocated to entities where AI is being used in some sense. And I think we will find that in most advanced technology development projects that we engage in the next 10, 20 years, that AI will always be a component. Sometimes it will be a small one, sometimes it'll be a big one, but it is truly an enabler for a lot of different solutions that we're developing in different areas. So I'm afraid I wish I had numbers that I could share with you, but I can share the fact that there is real focus on making sure that the capabilities to develop and utilize this technology is significant.
Is it also the same in the EU? Because Mr. Nezar just told us that in Indonesia, like the development of the AI will probably most likely coming from the private sector as well. So like, will the development of AI in the EU also will engage a lot of private sector?
Yes. The EU has been transitioning over the last 5, 10 years. Um, a great deal of funding from basic research, often done by universities, to put more emphasis on partnerships with the private sector, and even to grants that are specifically aimed at the private sector. So the intent, and this is where the NATO Innovation Fund is deliberately contributing, is to build up a much stronger private sector that is capable of developing deep technologies, AI applications, and really move the know-how and the inventiveness that we have in universities and think tanks out into the open market where it can truly be developed and utilized in society.
We probably came for the last question right now, and I'll direct this to Mr. Nezar. So, Mr. Nezar, Ari was a part of the regional entrepreneurship acceleration program at MIT. So he was the champion of MIT RIP from Iceland. And I would like to ask you, Mr. Nezar, do you see such a thing happening in Indonesia? We're probably establishing also, like maybe an Indonesia Innovation Fund to attract funding from private sector for the development of AI in Indonesia.
Yes, this is a very good news for us, actually. I think we are very open to collaborate here, and with Ari's institution, I think we can grow some cooperations to develop this AI development in Indonesia. And just for your information, that our young generation is very enthusiastic with this deep technology, and we have some best talents as well, who are working with this deep technology in Indonesia right now. And I think some of the AI-based project, like how to develop a large language model, implemented in some platform that can collaborate with other nations or other countries in ASEAN countries, have been developed by our young generation right now. So this is very interesting. So as far as I know, there are some Singaporean tech companies that working together with Indonesian companies to develop this LLM platform. And what they do, they try to develop the language in ASEAN countries. So if this project completed or finished, so we will get a very sophisticated machine that can solve the barriers of language in the region. So we can talk to our colleagues in Thailand and speaking in Indonesian, and they will receive in Thai. So I think that very wonderful, yeah, and that can accelerate the relationship amongst the nations, and not only that, in the economic sectors, so we can expand our cooperation, we can expand our collaboration in business as well. So language is not become a barrier anymore because this machine will help us. And that one of the example how these technologies can help in boosting the economic process in the region.
Okay, that's a very important implementation of AI in the ASEAN region, Pak Nezar.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I need to wrap up. Thank you so much, Pak Nezar, Patria, and Mr. Ari Johnson to join me in this the sunny, foggy MIT in the city of Boston, in the US at the moment. Thank you so much for joining all the way from Iceland and from Jakarta. Dengan demikian, berakhir sudah perbincangan expert talk kali ini, kolaborasi antara Katadata Indonesia dengan Massachusetts Institute of Technology Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program di Cambridge, Amerika Serikat. Kita jumpa di lain waktu, dan jangan lupa kalau bicara pakai data.